Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday's Cup of Faith, May the 5th. It's a beautiful day outside today so far, and I hope you're having a great week. Welcome to our home, by the way. And it's getting closer and closer to when we're going to get to hang out again, and I'm really looking forward to that. Good morning, Karen. I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about our church, if that's okay. And it's all going to be good and positive. You may or may not have known that our church has revamped our mission statement, and with that, some of our values. And our mission statement says, if you go to the website, the Moose Jaw Church of God exists to be a beacon of faith, hope, and love, so that people can discover their worth to God and their potential to accomplish great things for God. This really comes out of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 13. Three things that will last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. So what are we talking about? Well, I think we're talking about faith in a God who is with us and who is able to help us in our time of need. We are talking about hope for a better day and better outcomes. No matter what today is like, no matter what yesterday was like, we have hope that tomorrow is going to be better. And the last is love. Love in our worst moments when we feel unloved and unlovable. That God and our church loves us in our worst moments when we feel unloved and unlovable. Let me give you an example that I came across. Actually, I was reading last night in some preparation from John chapter 4. And you've heard me say a few times that I read through a one-year Bible, and this year I've got a little ambitious, and I'm reading through the chronological Bible and have just come to the end of David's life. But I'm also, in my regular one-year Bible, going through the Gospels. And in John chapter 4, there's a story that is very famous. We know it well. And it's the story of Jesus' encounter with the Good Samaritan, not the Good Samaritan, the Samaritan woman. And I'm going to just jump ahead a bit to give you the background. And this woman was not married. Jesus had said, go and get your husband. She says, well, I don't have a husband. And Jesus says, you're right, you don't have a husband, for you have had 5 husbands, and you aren't even married to the man you're living with now. So what this meant was, and when you looked and you saw that she was coming to draw water at noon, she was someone who had a very scarred past, a lot of skeletons in her closet, but in what I'm assuming is a smaller community. She was the focus of gossip by everyone, such so that she would go out in the very heat of the day to draw water when everybody else would come in the cool of the day or in the evening. So she wanted to avoid these people. So this is her condition. I think she was unloved. She may have been unlovable, and she was alone. Have you ever felt like that? So here's where faith, hope, and love come into this, and the mission of our church. In John chapter 4, verse 10, Jesus replied, if only you knew the gift of God. For you, who you are speaking to, you would ask me, and I would give you living water. So we focus again, faith in a God who is with us and for us, a God who notices, a God who hears, a God who sees, a God who helps. So more and more it is our goal to increase our faith in that God. And I think the better we get to know him, and we get to know his character, we get to know his promises, his track record, that increases our faith. So hope. I think that there's maybe a couple of kinds of hope here in John chapter 4. The first I'll call situational hope. Jesus replied in verse 13. It's going to feel like I'm jumping around, and I apologize for that. Anyone who thinks this water will soon become thirsty again. I'm sorry, let me reread that. Anyone who drinks this water will soon become thirsty again. But those who drink the water I give will never thirst again. It becomes a fresh, bubbling spring within them, giving them eternal life. Please, sir, this woman said, give me this water. Then I'll never be thirsty again, and I won't have to come here to get water. I think there's almost a little bit of humor there, because she was sick and tired of going there where all the gossip was going on, or she'd go in the heat of the day to avoid everybody. She wanted a different kind of water, so she wouldn't have to be thirsty, and wouldn't have to go to this well, and to keep having to confront her past and her present. So that's a situational hope. She wants something different than what she's got happening right now. But the other is a spiritual hope. And the woman says, I know the Messiah is coming, the one who is called Christ. And when he comes, he will explain everything to us. And Jesus said, I am the Messiah. So she was looking for something better spiritually. If we just take a step back and think about us, think about what you've been going through the last month or so. Think about what you're looking forward to. I think as the older we get, the more spiritual and eternally minded we are. We think about what's life going to be like when we have eternal life. So we need a hope for today. We need something to change. We need something to look forward to. And Jesus offers that. But also a spiritual hope that death is not the end. The grave doesn't have victory. That there is an eternal life, an eternal home. So, the situational hope and the spiritual hope. Our church, we want to be a beacon of faith and hope. And here's the last one, love. Again, I'm jumping around, and I apologize for that. Soon a Samaritan woman came to draw water, and Jesus said to her, please give me a drink. Jesus spoke to this woman. You have to understand that there was a few things going on here. There was, first of all, the cultural animosity between the Jews and the Samaritans. They didn't talk to each other. They didn't like each other. The Jews saw the Samaritans as really half-breeds and not worthy of their time or attention. The Samaritans were always suspicious of how they were going to be treated. And then we're dealing with a teacher, a rabbi, Jesus, talking to a woman, and a woman of ill repute. So Jesus crossed a lot of barriers when he asked this woman to give him a drink. And the woman was surprised, for Jews refused to have anything to do with the Samaritans. She said to Jesus, you are a Jew and I am a Samaritan woman, and why are you asking me for a drink? And I'll tell you why. Because Jesus loved her, and he didn't care about the culture, and he didn't care about her past. He wanted to engage with her. He wanted to have a dialogue with her and to offer her a situational, more spiritual hope. So here's the last thing I want to say about faith, hope, and love for us. Faith, hope, and love is transformational. In our mission statement, it says to discover our worth to God and our potential to accomplish great things for God. How do I know it was situational in this story? Because the woman left her water jars beside the well and ran back to the village where she didn't want to see anybody, and she told everyone about the Messiah that she had just met. Her past and present no longer mattered to her. Her reputation didn't matter to her because she had found something so great that she wanted to tell everybody. And I'm not going to say confront in an aggressive way, but she wanted to confront the same people that had scorned her and the same people that she had avoided. Come and see the man who told me everything I did. She faced up to her past. She faced up to her actions. Could he possibly be the Messiah? And many Samaritans from the village believed in Jesus because the woman had said, he told me everything. So she it was not only transformational, she had credibility, she had influence because of her testimony. So I leave that with you today. And with perhaps it's a prayer that we will live in faith, hope, and love. Faith in a God who is for us. Hope in a better day. And the knowledge that we are loved when we feel unloved and unlovable. We are unconditionally loved. Bless you today, my friends. Cheers. Enjoy your cup of faith, and remember that, like your pastor and Pastor Connie and Larry, Brenda and I love you as well. There's a lot of love in this church, and it's directed your way today. Bye for now.